Alright, so the main thing we gotta remember for these is that I squared is always equal to -1, and that I to the fourth then, because if I do I squared times I squared, that's -1 times -1, that'll be a positive 1. So if I can group them up into groups of 4 and groups of 2, then we can get this done really quickly. So fast way of doing this is that 12 divided by 4, we group them up to 4, that's 3 groups. So since it goes unevenly, there's no remainder, automatically my answer is 1. But for those of you guys who need to see it out, we can actually write this 4 times, 8 times, and 12 times. And remember, I to the fourth, well, that's just 1, so it cancels out, because 1 times anything cancels out. Here I have another one, so that cancels out. Another one, well, that's just 1, so we just get 1 as our answer. Right, for number 11, if you remember, the steps are just divide the fronts, then multiply, then switch the signs and add. So let's start this off. We'll set it up as a long division problem. That's 2x plus 3 on the left side, and we have 8x to the fourth plus 16x to the third plus 2x squared minus 14x minus 7. So let's just start off with divide the front. So 8x to the third divided by 2x, well, that goes in 4x to the third times. 8 divided by 2 is 4, x to the fourth divided by this is x to the third. Then we do multiply, so just like in long division, we take the top times the side. So 4 times 2 is 8x to the fourth. Here, 4x to the third times 3 is plus 12x to the third. Then all we do is switch the signs and add. So let's see, here I add straight down, I get nothing, that cancels out. Here I get 4x to the third. Here I just get plus 2x squared minus 14x minus 7, because there's nothing added to them. So it just all comes straight down. And then we just repeat over and over again. So now we divide this new front. 4x to the third divided by 2x is 2x squared. Then I multiply, 2x squared times 2x is 4x to the third. 2x squared times 3 is plus 6x squared. And we switch the signs and add. And so those cancel out. Here I get minus 4x squared minus 14x minus 7. And we repeat. Negative 4x squared divided by 2x is minus 2x. So minus 2x times 2x is minus 4x squared. Minus 2x, when I distribute here, is to the 3 is going to be minus 6x. And we switch the signs and add. So that becomes plus, that becomes plus, and I get minus 8x minus 7. One last time, negative 8 divided by 2 is going to be negative 4, and then I multiply it. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Negative 4 times negative 3 is going to be negative 12. Switch the signs, that becomes plus, that becomes plus. These are opposites, so they cancel out, and I have 12 minus 7 is 5, so a remainder of 5. So we just put that 5 over the number over there, 2x plus 3. And there's our answer, 4x to the third plus 2x squared minus 2x minus 4. So that's this one, nope. Then plus 5 over 2x plus 3. So there's our answer. Number 12 is very straightforward. If you remember, the format for any exponential is just the initial condition times our growth factor raised to the power. In this case, our exponent is t, since we're using time over and over again. So what's the initial condition? We just look at the first row. Day 0, that's our initial condition. That's how much we're starting off with, is 50. So I'll just put the 50 there. Then my growth rate, well, let's see, what number is it being multiplied over and over again? Let's see, 50 times 2 is 100, times 2 again is 200, and so I imagine the next one be times 2 is 400, so it must be 2 that we're multiplying by. And just to top this off, we'll just put the exponent up to the second power, depending on how many days go by. And I see my answer is right here. So this one, if you look at the multiple choices, it looks pretty much like a quadratic formula type problem. So what do we get? We're just going to get quadratic formula, which is, remember, the vertex formula, plus or minus square root of our discriminant. So let's find the discriminant first, b squared minus 4ac. So if I do this, that's 4 squared. So remember, if you don't, it's a, b, c. Just the numbers, not the x's. So 4 squared minus 4 times 3 times c is 4. And I get 16 minus 12 times 4 is 48, which is negative 32. So that's my discriminant. That goes in here. That goes in the square root. So now let's set up the vertex formula part, which is just opposite b over 2 times a, which is 3. And up right here, I got the discriminant inside. And so let's see what we get here. I'm going to get negative 4 plus or minus the square root of negative 32 over 6. We can simplify this. So let's see, that's going to be negative 4 plus or minus. First, there has to be an I because I'm taking the square root of a negative. So it's imaginary. Also, I know this is 16 times 2. So square root of 16, square root of 2. I know the square root of 16 is 4. I don't know the square root of 2, so we leave it in there. And now we just reduce. Make sure you distribute to both. So it's negative 2 over 3. And when I reduce this, it's also negative 2 or 2 over 3. And then I have I root 2. Which is, what is that? That one right there. Okay.